Right, you ask and we deliver. A number of people have messaged me saying, what is going on at Gatwick Airport? We're heading in that direction. Can you please give us an update? Well, I can't, but we know a man who can. This is Simon Calder, travel guru, no less, correspondent at The Independent. Simon, it's amazing. You're just always ready and available at a moment's notice. You really are sort of an omnipresent god of travel. Tell us, what is the latest coming from Gatwick Airport?
OK, well, I'm really, really sorry, Alex, once again to be reporting on some travel trouble. Gatwick Airport, second busiest airport in the UK. Normally on a day like today, there'd be 100,000 people passing through, roughly split between South Terminal, which is completely evacuated landside, i.e. before the security check, and North Terminal, which is still running, and that's the main EasyJet terminal. The trouble is it's quite difficult to get to because Gatwick Airport station, part of the South Terminal, is closed. Therefore, you've got this extremely difficult situation where you've got thousands of people really wanting to get into South Terminal. They've been moved out because of a suspicious package found shortly before 9 a.m. today, which was so alarming for the authorities that they've called in bomb disposal experts. They've got lots of armed police there, and they are taking their time with a zero risk approach to make sure that things are safe. Meanwhile, planes are still coming in. If they're landing and parking at the South Terminal, then they will be bussed up to the North Terminal. But of course, that's getting full. You've then got the problem of, well, how do I get out of here? I was planning to get the train. And the best I can offer is that they're actually stopping trains at a station called Hawley, which is just north of the airport. And that's about a 20-minute walk from the North Terminal. It's not a great walk if you've got lots of luggage or children or other annoyances, but you will get there. Meanwhile, we're seeing the first diversions. Vueling, the Spanish budget airline, has turned around a couple of flights from Barcelona and sent those back, another one from Seville, and I can be fairly sure that unfortunately those outbound flights that people would have caught back to Spain, they will not be going. And as the day goes on, bear in mind this is a Friday, a really busy day, I fear we will see more cancellations building up, not least because Gatwick is the busiest single runway airport in the world. It requires everything to be working tip-top in order to get people where they need to be, and I'm afraid we are not seeing that at the moment.
So what about flights from North Terminal? They still, it might be difficulty for people accessing the airport, especially with the Gatwick Express closed down, but are flights from North still taking off okay?
Well, yeah, they seem to be, but you've got a combination of factors. So you've got extra people coming in for arrivals, so that's adding to the pressure on the baggage, on the passport control and so on. But you've also got the very simple problem that EasyJet, by far the biggest airline there, lots of its passengers are simply sort of stuck. There will be lots of people getting, I'm sure, minicabs to the airport. There's some buses, but they're pretty heavily booked. It's a matter of just hoping you can get there. The planes will, from EasyJet's point of view, they will be dispatched as close to time as possible because the whole operation really needs to hold together. And so, very sadly, I think there will be some people who will turn up and find that their plane is gone. I'm sure that the airlines will take a fair view. They will put them on the next available flight, but who knows when that might be. And similarly, of the thousands of people who are getting really frustrated, waiting outside, maybe listening, watching talk, thinking, well, when are we going to be allowed in? My understanding from the police statement is that this could be a slow process, and once you get into many hours of non-normal operation, then I'm afraid that's when you start seeing wholesale cancellations. I very much hope I'm wrong, but it looks as though it's going to get worse in terms of the passenger experience before it gets better.
Yeah, Simon, thank you ever so much. Simon Calder there, travel correspondent at The Independent. It does sound like a very serious incident, doesn't it? What we do know, what Simon's just added to, is that it's a suspected prohibited item, but this item discovered in luggage at 9 o'clock this morning. So this is quite some time ago now, and they've had to evacuate the whole airport, call in explosive ordnance disposal team. This isn't some sort of, you know, contraband iguana being brought in. This sounds pretty...
Yeah.
Ominous.
Look, this is pure speculation on my part, but given also what you've been saying over the last couple of hours with regard to these other cautionary incidents with regard to suspect packages elsewhere, it might be that the authorities have had some kind of intelligence that something is afoot. Now, again, I'm speculating. I have nothing to back that up. But the fact that we have, you know, what seems to be various situations here that the authorities, I mean, it appears, are responding very, very well and very efficiently to, may well be they're being cautious because they have some intelligence that something is afoot. As I say, I have nothing to back that up, but it just seems that, I think as you referenced about an hour or so ago, Alex, that there's a lot of this stuff going on over the last few hours.
A lot of this stuff going on, whether they're connected or not, we don't know. But it does remind us, doesn't it? It serves as a reminder that we do live in precarious times, that we have a lot of enemies. And when you start getting these reports of mysterious packages outside the US Embassy, packages that have to be detonated outside a bus stop at the University of Glasgow, now you've got Gatwick South, that you suddenly think, well, who could be responsible? And you suddenly realise the list is... Not that short.
Well, in terms of bad actors, yes, yeah. Indeed. And as we said at the beginning of the show, really, in terms of rogue states, of course, you know, in the old days it was pure and simple terrorist organisations, you know, the likes of the IRA and so on, which some of us are old enough to remember, would, yes, kind of intimidate the public through terror, which is, I guess, why they're called terrorists. But now, the prospect of this being state-sponsored, you know, whether it be Lebanon, whether it be Iran, China, Russia, and so on, is a very, very real prospect. It's unsettling. And, you know, the concerning thing, of course, is when you have states doing this, then they have ultimate resources to disturb, intimidate and be problematic for us.
It can be often a show of strength as well. We can do things on your soil and you won't be able to stop them. Yes, testing. Yeah, exactly. Resilience testing. Right, we're going to take a short break now. We'll try to keep you up to date with what is going on at Gatwick Airport. If